All right, we're back finally for another show. I'm Gary.
I'm Brad.
And this is the Points of Interest show. Got some great stuff to talk about because a lot's happened in 2 weeks.
Oh,
right?
yeah, a whole lot's happened.
Well, we're talking about Mindfield, and we'll talk about the UAV Expo coming up.
Exploring the people, places, and technology in the growing drone industry. This is the Points of Interest Dronecast.
Okay, quite a week for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've been back to work, which is forcing you to drive everywhere.
Yeah.
But the best thing about it, you were already in Tennessee.
Yeah, I worked that out with the company I'm working for. 3SI is the name of the company. It's a security company. So,
Right.
yeah, I've been with them about 8 weeks, and I worked it out. They needed some help out in the Tennessee area, Memphis, all the way across the state to Chattanooga.
Right.
So I worked it out so I could work in Memphis the week before Mindfield,
which is
stay the weekend. We'll go
near Browns. That's where Brownsville.
Brownsville's about an hour from Memphis.
Right.
And then I traveled the whole state during that first week and even stopped by Brownsville and saw Billy Tripp while I was there. We talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But then went to Brownsville for the Mindfield event. And then the week after, just to fast forward a little bit, I worked in Tennessee and crossed the whole state, heading back to Virginia.
Yeah, it was a perfect situation
Perfect,
for you.
yeah.
I kind of got like a paid vacation in a way.
Kinda.
We won't say that. But anyway, so Mindfield, let's talk about Mindfield. A great time. This was the first time I've gone. You've been how many times?
Oh, this is my fourth one out of 6.
Okay.
Yep.
And so, of course, it all started by Ken Herron, which everybody knows Ken. And he was there, first pulled up, showing a picture of you and Ken kind of coming over to the car. And then we just had a great time. I went down there and you hooked me up with my new good friend, Rodney Bell, and or Quadney.
Quadney Bell.
Quadney Bell, using that quad name. I love that.
FPV Quadney Bell.
Good logo. And Rodney was a great person to ride down with. We got to know each other. We got to even fly. We went halfway down and we flew a little bit at the hotel.
Yep, got a sunset.
Got a sunset. We did. He did one of his sunset broadcasts, which he's really known for his, his sunrise, sunset. But we did a sunset, and we had a great time with that. And I got to kind of learn more about kind of what that community is. There's a bunch of really great guys, and that was one of the things I thought that I got the most out of Mindfield was like all these wonderful people, and we're going to show them here on the camera. I'm going to eventually put together some of these interviews that I shot, which were really good with everybody from Ken to, name Joe, name all the people, Scott.
Billy Tripp.
Yeah, Billy Tripp. That was really cool. Now, Billy, tell them about who Billy is.
Yeah, so Billy Tripp is he's a sculptor, an artist, and he's been on this property. His family, his parents left him this property, and he started adding all these metal steel structures and sculpting, and he climbs these things like a monkey. No safety harnesses or anything.
Right.
But
he's our age too.
He is.
Doesn't care.
He's been doing this for a number of years, so this place is massive. So it's in Mindfield. It's called Mindfield Alley in Brownsville, Tennessee.
Right. And the whole thing is like paying homage. Besides being an art project of sort, it's like paying homage to his family, his love of his wife Beth, and his mother and father who passed. And he sat down and told a wonderful story. And I can't wait to get a chance when I have time, because I went to Expo the next week, and I'm headed to Orlando. So I really haven't had time to except do work, right? The paid work. And so I'll get around at some point and put together some of these interviews because I had some great opportunities to talk to everybody. But name some of the other people that we got a chance to meet down there.
Oh, yes. So a lot of people, I'm going to forget some people, but my friends are our friends, Michael Wright, Chris Hope. We've had, oh my gosh, there's Rick Williamson, and I won't go into the names of all their channels and everything. It's just, it goes on and on and on. Ken had a bunch of his friends there. We probably had 60 people there between Friday afternoon and Sunday. Sunday's things kind of just petered out, and we can talk more about that in a minute.
Yeah. So one of the cool things that we went to dinner and lunches, and it was wonderful. Like one of the day, Chris picked up the lunch for all 30 of us.
Yeah.
I mean, just such great.
There was a lot of good fellowship and camaraderie, and we had everything from families there as well with the kids. It's a lot of FPV flyers there. Some camera drone people were flying as well. Some of the smaller drones like him.
Yeah, we talked about this. We both kind of chickened out from flying our Nevadas. That particular thing, when you get a good look at it and you watch how many people were flying into things or actually flying and getting caught.
Yep.
Okay, that was an interesting moment that somebody took their drone up and it landed inside of one of the metal structures. And amazingly, I think it was Joe
Fodolio.
pulled it out.
Yeah, Chris Hope was trying to go through this gap. It was smaller than the drone, apparently.
Yeah.
And when he got in it, it just stuck, and it flipped over and landed right inside of it. It looks like a little trash can, but the sides are cut out of it.
Right,
That's kind of what it looks like, and it's way up high. So there was a lot of work involved in trying to retrieve that without getting damaged.
But I'd say an hour's worth of attempts and other drone flyers flying around to keep giving him information about how close he was, left to right and around it. And finally he plucked that son of a gun out and brought it right down.
Yep.
And so that was a success and kind of a lot of fun. I consider that maybe the highlight for me was just watching that whole operation happen. But a lot of fun, really a lot of fun. And
we had a band there.
Yeah,
had a band there on Saturday night. They had the Mindfield Grill was open for lunch, for food.
Yeah.
There was some fixed wing folks out in the field behind the grocery store next door to us, and where the campers were. People camped out there. That was free. Everything was free at this event. It was just a great event.
Well, and say free, but we know Ken puts a lot of his own personal money into it. I bought, a Mindfield T-shirt, which I was wearing last week. Helps a little bit if you buy one or two of these things. It kind of helps give some money back to him. But even if you just want to donate, Ken puts a lot of, like I say, his own personal money to make, because this doesn't happen for free. Nothing happens for free.
Right.
And so just a good time. But again, I love meeting all your friends, because it really is. Brad's like he's been one of the gang for a long time. I've never met these people, but holy cow, just really, really warm, inviting people that just really have one thing in common, besides being nice people, it's drones. And they love it. They love getting together and sharing the experience. And
it's one big family of people, and it's all around the world. I know probably 1,000 people, not personally face to face, but I know at least 500 that on the internet, Facebook, YouTube, etc.
Awesome. Well, and that was a good time. And then I had to turn around and drive back the almost 12 hours from Brownsville, Tennessee, back to the house. As soon as I got home, I was back in my truck out there with one of my newer drones. I love this drone. If you don't have one, I saw a couple people brought this to Mindfield, just kind of showing off too. There were actually three of the Pro 3s. This is the Matrice 4, not Pro. It was the Pro 4s that were there. That were not, nobody's supposed to have those, right? But there were three of them at the show at Mindfield, and this is one for mapping, and I've been using this one just like you wouldn't believe. Yep, got the RTK on the top, love it. Got a couple of plugs in so you can put like the horn or the light and all those kind of things. And great timing on it, huge amount of battery time. So I love this drone, and got home and put that one right back to work before I had to get on a plane and go to the UAV Expo. Now, this was a good event. I will tell you, there were some disappointments for me. For one, the first day. The second, I thought they were opening, and then I realized after I read the thing that they didn't open the showroom until 2 p.m. on the first day. So I thought I had to be there the second, third, and fourth, and really nothing other than a few hours time, and a little reception happened at 5 o'clock. And from 5 to 7, you could meet people, and that was a good moment. They had free beer and some food. Food went like that.
I bet it did.
Because there was probably 5,000 people. I mean, it was a lot. The convention center it was a buzz with just people coming in and out. Maybe 200 vendors from all over the world, fantastically laid out. It reminded me of other big conferences like CES, which I've never been to. You have.
Right, I did.
But NAB, which is another huge conference, I've been to that. And the quality of the booths, some of them is just as high end and beautifully laid out as that.
They're like showroom booths.
Showrooms, especially Pilot Institute. There's a picture here of Greg standing in his showroom-like booth, which was a two-story, thing with all the Pilot Institute logos and their swag to give away. Of course, DJI was there.
Oh, okay.
They were there.
One of their divisions was there?
Well, mostly they're more, I guess, like the enterprise stuff was represented. And, I didn't spend a lot of time. It was funny. There were people talking to them quite a bit. I have a picture of my new friend, Tom Dowling. He's actually at the Enterprise booth talking to them. So there was plenty, I'm sure, you could get out of them, but it certainly wasn't my first choice at this point. Until we find out what's going on with DJI, I'm not sure I want to talk about
That's right. That's right.
the next thing.
Well, what do you think, and I'm going to put you on the spot
Yeah.
a little bit, how many different drones do you think you saw? I
Oh,
mean, I know
gosh,
that was all
yeah.
about drones, and I know that.
Yeah, every booth was probably, and not every booth, there were lots of people that built parts,
Okay, yeah.
or some data, connections with keeping up with drone fleets and things like that. But let's say out of 200 booths, 170 of them were a new drone model.
Wow.
And I saw some drone models that look just like DJI, but from a new company that have not had any problems with getting vetted through our U.S. government system. So there are some potential, but they are from other countries,
Yeah, not China.
not U.S. yet.
Yeah, okay.
But had a great time. Also saw things like met the guys from Fly Guys, which is kind of a, they book people like ourselves just to go out and shoot for them, and then they take the information in. Got to see Eno. Eno is with Global U, and I actually sat down with him for a little while, but it's really cool to actually run into him. I interviewed him for the show in one of my first interviews, and then for the first time I got to meet him in person.
Nice.
And that was really nice to have that opportunity. Greg was the same way.
Yeah.
I got to meet a guy that you also knew for a long time, Vic Moss.
Yeah.
And Vic spoke. Not only I went to the Pilot Institute event that was one of those pay to go to the thing. And that's one of my disappointments, and maybe just the fact that I didn't know enough about the expo. But the expo had a pretty healthy price tag. You could buy different ticket levels, and some of the things that I wanted to go to, if I wanted to go to them, I had to pay extra money. So didn't really realize that till I got there, but I knew that, to do the one with the Pilot Institute, which had a lot of information I was interested in, I paid the money and got to go in there. And they had some great swag items too, but great information. Greg spoke. Vic spoke, their mapping guy, and I'm trying to remember, he's with RTK USA. He spoke, and then finally Amy was another speaker, and Amy is kind of a coordinator for Greg over at Pilot Institute, and she comes from a long background of drone stuff, and she was great. She's another person that I have connected with, and she kind of also helps you get jobs around the country. So love talking to her. What else was over there? Gosh. Breakout rooms, lots of breakout rooms, during the entire second day, for sure, and even the first day. The second, while we didn't have the floor open, there were other breakout opportunities. Also, keynote speaker on the first morning when they really opened up the event. Wonderful intro video on 2 big screens that was really well done. I mean, whoever put that together really did a nice job. And the first speaker was from Dominion Power, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yep, and I saw Paul Scott from Dominion Power. He was out there, so another person that we know from locally.
From local Virginia.
Yep. And he even ran into Ann Francis, who works for Richmond Public Schools.
Okay.
She was out there, and I was at lunch, and I heard Gary. There she was. So good time. Probably, if I were to say, would I go back again? Yes, but I don't think I need to go next year. I'd probably skip a year.
Yeah, it's kind of the way I feel about CES as well.
Yeah. It's maybe too much, and you're not going to get every year. You're not going to get leaps and bounds, I think.
Well, I'm glad you've at least shown me. I probably wouldn't go every year as well. I missed out this year to go. I was going to go. Got this new job. I don't have any PTO.
I know. I missed having you out there.
I was going. I had the ticket. Had the the room set up and everything. But that next year maybe I'll get to go, or maybe the following year when you want to go back.
Yeah, ready to take you back, and hopefully maybe Carrot Top's still alive.
Yeah.
We went to see Carrot Top. Great comedian, really fun. Saw some other shows while I was there too, including one called Fantasy, where women took off their clothes.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on, you got that up on the screen right
now? Yeah. I don't have any photos from that. Sorry. But
it's
anyway.
a family show. So.
Yeah, it's actually in the Luxor. It's actually a really well done show.
Oh, I know the Luxor.
Yeah, beautiful show. Kind of a burlesque thing.
I've stayed in the Luxor, yeah.
Right. It wasn't nasty. It was just beautiful. Yeah. But anyway, had a great time. The whole, of course, going to Las Vegas is never bad, right? And our trips were on Breeze, and they had a digital cockpit. I have a picture.
Oh.
The captain let me into the cockpit for a moment and showed me
around. I've never
around.
had that happen. All the travels I've ever done. That's cool.
I guess because I threatened him. No, he's very kind.
So Breeze worked out really well.
Breeze was a fantastic flight.
Was that one way?
It's a direct flight.
Oh, wow.
It's brand new airplanes.
Yeah.
And they don't offer you all the amenities like free foods and drinks, but you can pay for a Coke for like $3, $4. Worth every penny, really, honestly. It was easy going, and it was a quick flight.
Did you get a chance while in Vegas? Did you get any good looks at the Sphere? Did you do anything?
I
with
did.
that?
Well, the play of the Sphere was the Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
And that was really cool. And on one of the days, John, Fabian, and I, we went up to the top of the world, which is at the stratosphere, now called the Strat. And which is a beautiful shot, with a wonderful drone shot. It's higher than a drone shot, actually, because it's like, I don't know, I think 1,700 feet. Regardless, but you get up there and you have dinner, and the whole thing moves around. It takes an hour and 15 minutes for it to make a full 360.
About the time you would eat a dinner.
About the time it's exactly right. We were on dessert when we got back to the same spot. But that was fun. Just Vegas is Vegas. You can't miss. But I'm going to go back out there. Met Tom Dowling, which is a great guy. We were sitting together.
Good friend of mine, as well. Great guy.
And Tom and I have been talking about doing some interviews, and Tom had a chance to really talk about with me just privately. I didn't interview him. I'm doing an interview with him soon, but about his time in New York. He was part of the tragedy at 9/11, lost a lot of friends that day, but he actually started implementing the drones into that. He's out in Vegas now. Moved to Vegas, got away from New York, which you can understand, but he's the guy who put together this Las Vegas meetup.
He and Bob and his wife, they all put that together, and there was some other folks involved. I helped with it last year, and they're doing it again this year. I'm probably not going to make it, but it's a great event too.
I'm going to try to make it this year. Kind of said that it's in November, right?
Yes, in November.
Right. So the weather's probably a little cooler.
It's 7th, 8th, 9th, something like one or day off or so there.
Yeah. So I'll be talking to Tom in an upcoming show before that November date, and we'll let you know more about it. Anybody that's from this area that wants to make the trip with us on Breeze.
Okay.
We'll book our flights together and share some room or something. And make that more economical. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event.
Yeah.
It's always is. Well, and that being said, I can for this weekend, I can say that right now, today, actually started yesterday, day before, with some folks up in Rhode Island, Northeast Drone Meetup. It's the first annual. They've had one up there before, but there's the new host, Josh and John. They are putting that on this weekend, and it's supposed to be today, tomorrow, and Sunday. They've got all kinds of things planned. There's going to be a bunch of my friends up there. I'm really missing out, but I don't have the time again for work, so a brand new job, don't have any PTO vacation time.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. My wife and I are going on vacation in 2 weeks to Myrtle Beach, so that's the big vacation. I actually worked that in, told the guy that was offering me the job, my manager, I said, hey, I'll take the job, but can I take this week without pay, blah, blah, blah.
But by next year, you'll have earned enough time. So we're going to put, I'm going to put Las Vegas on this year, I believe. And for next year, we'll have to get up there. It is kind of close. I don't know if the coordinators over there, will move it a little bit away from the expo, because the expo is a pretty important thing if you want to try to hit all those important drone events around the country, which is what I'm trying to do.
It's a lot of them.
It's two things. There's a lot of time you're going to miss. So if you've got a full-time job otherwise, I'm very lucky that with the RTKs and stuff like that, I can kind of schedule around 3 or 4 days.
You're the boss.
Yeah, I'm the boss. I'm the boss of me, except for my wife. She's the other boss. She's the real boss. But I'll take as many of these opportunities as I can and can afford. But I'm going to try to do Vegas because it looks like a lot of fun. But next year, let's do Northeast. It looks like fun. We already know a lot of people that are there.
There's going to be about 65 or 70 people there, and they don't know how many will just pop in without being on the list.
Yeah.
So,
Ray Kelly said he was looking for me, then he realized that I wasn't there. I was in Vegas, which is kind of funny. But anyway, I've had a great week or two.
Been busy for everybody.
I have to thank you for a lot of those connections.
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole Mindfield thing and people like Tom, it's all kind of been somebody, Vic, Vic Moss, just knowing about these people and knowing who they were, you kind of helped me,
Well, what's funny about all that? A year and a half ago, we didn't know each other, and we met on your scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And then we probably didn't keep in touch for a couple months, and I'd lost my job at Capital One. And so we reconnected, and then I've worked for Gary, worked with you as a VO and other things, helping him along for about 8 months, and or maybe longer. And then, you got to know by Facebook, all my friends were starting to show up in your
I know.
feed.
I have almost twice as many friends on Facebook as I had before I knew Brad, because all these drone people, they come out of the woodwork. Once you knew Brad, you kind of know almost the entire rest of the world.
Almost. I know a lot of people, that's for sure.
And I keep calling you Brad. The rest of the world doesn't know you as Brad.
B-Rad.
B-Rad.
Yeah.
B-Rad.
Yeah.
Of course. But no,
That's okay. I said Brad earlier. I do it to myself.
That's
but
funny.
I tell everybody B-Rad.
Yes. Well, listen, it's been a great week. We have more coming up, and thanks so much. And again, hopefully I'll have some of this interview stuff, but I throw in some photos and some of the footage from this past week's into this quick show. And I hope you'll enjoy that and keep looking for more episodes. If you're out there, please subscribe to us. That would be really awesome, because we're looking for more people to kind of connect with what we do. And what we're trying to do is connect people. You know, it's like Michael's whole business. He has Michael Thompson from down Virginia Beach area, Chesapeake area. His name of his business is Connecting Skies, and that's kind of it almost sums up what we're trying to do. We're connecting people that use drones, and we love this, and hopefully you'll be a part of it. If you want to be on the show, give us a call, email, whatever you want to do. I'd love to have people. You want to talk about something that you are passionate about. Remember, I should have said that. One of the really big things, and if you know more about the 108s, that was a big emphasis at the Expo. A lot of talk about the 108, and I don't want to get into it. This show's too long already, but we'll maybe get Greg on here to talk about the 108. And
He's an expert. He'll know it all.
Exactly, and we'll have that coming up. But listen, thank you again.
Yep.
B-Rad.
Yep,
I know you got to go back to work.
Yeah,
I hate
I'm
that.
kind of popping in to do the podcast and back to work for a little bit today, and then get the weekend going.
There you go. Well, until next time, fly safe.